Hey, John.
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
Is that how we do it? For those you don't know, John Cocchiola, president and of IT Success, correct?
Yes. I'm the president and owner of IT Success.
Awesome. So, I just wanted to bring you in, just kind of catch up. And I know we go back a long time, so back from our childhood days.
Do I look at Mike or do I? You don't say that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. No, yeah,
do I look at you or do I look at the camera?
You look at me. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Everything. The cameras are everywhere, so they just.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time out today, Mike.
Thank you for coming, man. I brought you out here.
Thanks.
So, just I wanted to know, obviously centered around kind of, we could go into any different topics you want, but I figured let's talk about serious business, in terms of work and what you do. And tell me about your company and what it's all about.
Well, we are small business specialists for technology.
Right.
Okay, so we are managed service providers. We do everything from soup to nuts for your company on the technology side, your computer systems, your cloud-based systems, and that allows you to concentrate on your work.
Right.
Well, we could concentrate on your system itself. Okay, we specialize in security, email systems, and your backup systems for disaster recovery.
Now, how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it, since 1998.
Okay.
However, in my own business, it's been 10 years now. This is my 10th year.
It's a good run. You made it. You usually say after first couple of years, not 10 years, that's good.
Yeah,
that's
well,
good.
Technology, if you keep up with it, there's not much overhead.
Right.
And it's a fantastic business. It's rewarding, so.
Now, is it with your field, especially with, because I've seen it from 1998, where I thought it was a lot more complicated, the systems and computers. It seemed like it was more complex. You got to figure things out. And now things seem to be real simple, like kind of like even voice commands. Is that easier, more difficult now, or more complicated?
That's a good question. Some of the basic tasks are easier today. That's for sure. However, things have changed out there. There's different security threats. So I guess the outside environment, outside of your business environment, that's where things are changing, moving fast. So therefore, the threats that are coming in are different. So that has evolved and changed. And you need a lot more of an investment in your security, as well as protecting your identity online, and making sure that you're safe as a business for your reputation. So those are the things that are definitely different. Right. But the basic tasks on how you work with your Microsoft Office suite, how you resolve issues with your computer, those type of things, yes, they have gotten easier and people are more familiar with it as well.
Right. Now, what type of businesses that you support, mainly on Long Island? Is that where you mainly focus?
We have Brooklyn, the Bronx, Staten Island, and Manhattan, mostly Midtown. So we have done some jobs out of state, obviously New Jersey, we do plenty of work for. And some of the business owners on Long Island actually own those businesses in different states as well. I would say it's probably 50-50. I'd say 50% on Long Island. I mean, we deal with Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, and that as well. So I'd say it's 50-50.
And then your customer size, like what's your smallest customer to your largest in terms of the people you support?
We have a customer that there are just 5 employees with computers, and we have a customer that has 500. Right. So there's a pretty big gap in there. Right. But obviously, customers that do have 500 employees, they could have some on-site staff that we help as well, an IT staff. And we interact with them and we work well with them as a team. And if there's a company with 5, 10, 15, 20, 100 employees, they feel that we're a better fit for them than having an in-house guy. We're a little less and we have more knowledge and many more resources.
Right. Now, you've been doing this such a long time. Did you figure this is the plan to kind of have your own business at an early age, or did you kind of get into it, liked it, and just kind of saw opportunity and just
I just always had a drive to have my own business.
Right.
And this was one where I don't really like staying still much. I don't like things that stay the same. I like things that change. I felt that as I was going through high school, entering college, all the things that Bill Gates at the time were doing, Hewlett Packard, they just blew my mind away. That's the type of personality I felt I had. Took that into a little bit of entrepreneurship that I've always felt I had, and just rolled it all up into one. And it's I haven't had one day that I could say was boring and not fun.
Right.
Every day I deal with this, it's an adventure. I do like it. So that's what got me going with the business. That's what got me to drive to continue. And obviously the rewards of owning your own business. So.
Right. So what's the major why? Like why continue to do what you're doing? Is there you have a timeline, or you have like what's in John's head?
I really don't. I have to say this fits the way I feel I was made to be here.
Right.
I like the excitement of it. I like the joy of watching companies grow and do better, helping them when they're in need.
Right.
I like the technology. I've always liked it. I like things that change and evolve, and this is it. So I've been to other companies where I've seen, great salaries, great positions, and I tell myself I could never do that. Mm-hmm. I could never sit in that office every day. I could never do what they're doing. I can't sit and look at a spreadsheet, edit a spreadsheet. So I feel this is a fit, and I do enjoy it. So I'm going to just roll with it and keep going until I change, or, for now it feels like I'll be, there's no, I like this. So
what do you, in terms of, I'm looking at it from my point of view, in terms of my work, what's right now, if you had to suggest someone's just starting out, like in terms of like just getting the basics, like what do you like? Do you like are you a Windows guy? I'm assuming you're a Windows guy who's over a Mac, or
for sure Microsoft. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a Microsoft guy than anything else.
Yeah.
Office 365.
Right.
All their products, their email systems. If you're an expert in that, that's a wonderful start.
Right. And that's we actually just we upgraded recently to Office 365, so it seems to be seamless in terms of what we were doing before. So it seems it's not really too. For what we use it for, the applications, it's pretty nice, So, when is it a good idea for like a company, like if I'm having issues, or when's it a good idea for someone that's having issue to call you? Like, why would they call you to support what? Like, what type of problems? Like, it could be like, hey, like I had a printer and some person was printing documents on my printer. I couldn't. I'm like, I couldn't figure it out. I still can't figure it out. That's happening. But, I call you on that issue, or like, what type of support do you provide?
We do as need basis,
right.
From word of mouth or from other companies recommending us, possibly, they've seen us over the internet or website or whatnot. Right. So we do as need basis if someone has a printer issue.
Right.
If people want things fixed, but they don't have a budget, or they have business restraints that they can't afford a monthly, maybe a startup.
Right.
So we'll come in and we'll take care of their issues. And we do all types of things.
Right.
We're actually helping another IT company right now resolve the crypto virus.
Okay.
So they need more people, more experts, and we are experts in that.
What's the crypto virus? What is that?
Crypto virus is when an outside intrusion happens to your system, and they're not looking to take your data. They're looking to encrypt your data, so you no longer have access to your data, and they have an encryption key on their side, or it's hidden on your network where you will never be able to find it. Mm. And what that allows them to do, what they call ransomware, allows them to give you an opportunity to get your data back if you pay. And you can pay in Bitcoins, which I don't think we have the time to go into Bitcoins, but it's untraceable currency that you could use to pay for ransomware. So they're trying to make money, and they're keeping your data hostage.
I've gotten those emails before saying, we're going to, contact all your contacts because we have information or whatever, and I just delete it.
Well, that's blackmailing.
Oh, wow. Okay. I've gotten that before, like a few years ago. I remember, and I think a bunch of us in the office got it, and friends outside of work, just everyone was getting it. So I'm like, oh boy, but they're really like.
Yeah, well, they put bits and pieces in it from your social media, from your advertising, from your website and whatnot. So they could gear it towards you to make it look like they tailor it towards you. For them,
do they really have anything, or did you just by deleting it you ignore it and whatever?
Well, they could have stuff. They could have, for example, they buy passwords over the black web. So, for example, I don't want to mention a company, but it is true and it occurred to it. Adobe. I had an Adobe account it has to be 10 years ago. That was stolen over the black web. not their new security, their new equipment, their old equipment was broken into.
Right.
So they had my email address, it's still happening today, and they had my password. The password no longer existed on my system. But when I got the email, I saw my username and password. And I was like, what does this guy have?
Right.
But luckily, we are Microsoft partners.
Right.
We run our own email systems on 365. I could do a trace, try to figure out where it originated from. So we have tons of security.
Right.
I knew it was a hoax.
Right.
But the average person would not. They might mention your name, your family name, a home you may have owned.
It's crazy.
It goes on. And they're getting slicker, quicker at doing it. And they do trap people. And they do
So
make
that's
money.
that's what you're talking about, the outside threats that are coming. That's part of it, right?
Correct.
But what else is there?
That's
What-
blackmail.
Right,
pretty
that's
much.
that blackmail. But what in terms of other threats that companies need to be aware of? Because I don't even think about it in terms of what I just go about, sending emails and documents, and I have the free virus protection. That seems to be okay, but and some other things that are just that I buy through the system. But should I be worried about stuff like you? You're making me worried in terms of like
Yes.
I should be worried. Oh no,
You should be worried.
wow, okay.
All your information, you could encrypt your own information.
What worries about me is the banking information, because it just seems to me there's just a bunch of numbers on the screen, and I bank online and I do everything online, so transfer money online, and that to me always worries me a bit, because it's like everyone gets my username and password. Hope these banks have my back in terms of
Exactly.
Yeah.
That there's government things in place to help protect you.
right,
There's accounting protocols they have to take. So there is some protection for you, and also obviously there's a secure connection between you and the bank.
right, okay,
They'd have to break into the bank's information if you're online banking, or they'd have to be sitting on your computer acting as you, which then your antivirus should pick that up. Or you
But
should
if
be
they
able
picked
to
out
notice
if they picked out your
change.
username, this is an example for banking. Say if they picked up your username, can they do it based on your activity? Like can they actually view you putting username and password
It's
somehow?
possible if you're saving passwords and emails, they could search your emails.
Right.
They could just type in certain keywords to try to bring it up. They could use brute force attack, or they could just, it's basically sending tons and tons of different words and numbers
Right.
to it. Or you may have saved it somewhere on your machine in a document, or possibly in your Internet Explorer or your web browser. Then they could get on your machine, because they could look over the internet for any holes in your system or any remote access you might have. Like if you have an RDP, a VPN,
Right.
if it's not properly set up, you better be using products like Log Me In, because they will get into your system. It's a matter of time, and they will access your information. And if you left the session open, that didn't time out. If the password's there, they're watching you. They're on your system just like you are. And whatever you're capable of doing, they are.
All right, so secure my stuff. So what do you do, as a, even if you have a small business, big business, but as an individual, what can you do to kind of secure, your laptop or your home computer, your business computer, your phone? Is there something simple that you could because it seems there's so many things out there, and people are, it's confusing on what to get, and if you're not in the space. So what's something simple someone like, me on a small budget could do?
There are so many things, but number one, I'll just break it down to like three simple.
Right.
Okay. Number one would be a complex password, and it must be changed. Even if it's every couple of weeks or once a month, it must be changed. And there are different methods.
Can you use the same password for everything? Because I figure there's so many things that needs passwords, so you have to. That's a whole other thing to kind of manage, right?
You don't want to use the same one
one.
for everything, but you could come up with a pattern.
Okay.
One that a hacker, obviously a set of numbers. Like I have, let's say for example, I've had people put passwords like 2019 star, maybe like their last name, star 77777. Then they reverse the sevens in the 2019.
Okay,
they
so they
mix
keep it right.
mix and match that. Now you don't want to put your name in it, or if you do like maybe a short sentence like went to the store.
Right. Okay.
11111.
Okay.
Then you could do I went to the hair salon. I
So
went to
password,
things like that.
Right. So you shouldn't use password for a password.
No.
Okay.
And you two-factor authentication. I don't know if you're familiar with that. That's pretty much free on all different products now.
Right.
Number one thing to do.
Okay.
I should have mentioned that first. You put in a password, and you automatically get a text or an email telling you someone's accessing your login, and you have to approve it through the text or get a code to put into the site.
Right.
Or your email. You probably have it on your email. You don't.
I've seen it with a few different things, but you could actually set that up yourself or whatever.
Yep. You can set it up for your email. You could set it up for many things.
And how do you do that from?
It's called two-factor authentication.
Two-factor. I'm gonna write that down.
Yep. LinkedIn must have it. Facebook must have it.
Right. No, I've seen that before. I don't know if all the sites that I use have it, but it's good to be able to kind of put it all together.
Oh, that's the best. It also tells you the locations.
Right.
Some of them. So.
Yeah.
And then the third thing I would say is if there's anything sensitive, it should be protected, like some Word documents, Excel. Don't just leave them on your desktop. Don't leave them in a regular, maybe have it encrypted or make sure it's backed up correctly. Try not to, maybe open it, like if you open it up on your phone,
Right.
On the train, the Long Island Railroad, there's cameras everywhere watching you. I mean, you have to limit to where you want to open these things and where you want to keep these things.
Oh, that makes sense.
You don't want 101 places where your passwords are
Right.
all over, and you're looking at them. You're in a hotel, you're on camera.
Right.
That's another huge, big threat. That one drives me crazy.
What's that?
When you're using, like, for example, I'll try to make it simple as possible. You're at a hotel. You're at the Hilton. Hilton Wi-Fi comes up. And then you go on. It might be a little slow, but there's a Hilton One. That one's like jet fast. It's great. Hilton One is some hacker in another room or across the street or running it out of his car. I don't know.
I see that a lot at the, in D.C., in the Union train station. There's a lot of those. And actually, there was a warning on one of them. Don't use this one because that's.
Oh, okay.
So that's what they were doing, right? They're
sure, you hop on it and all your information. You're on their network. They can,
yeah.
If your C drive is shared or hidden share or your firewall's not on properly, they're going to get in. They're going to get your stuff.
Yeah. So I want to go back to the big. Let's go backwards a little bit.
Sure.
When you just started out after college, you got in a training program, or you picked engineering, and then you studied and you got your certifications. How did that all work out for you in the beginning? The journey for you.
My dad had a place where it was like a small little catering place, and I used to help out here and there. Never liked it. Never liked working in a kitchen. I even have trouble doing it today. So, to make a long story short, I felt that was the best way to make a quick buck and a good thing to do. So I went for hotel restaurant management. While I was doing that, I had to work some nights, some weekends, and I'm like, this is not me, pretty much. So, but I did want to run my own business, maybe open up my own place, and then I fell in love with, working with technology. And from there, I had a cousin that was very lucky, a relative, that gave me the opportunity to go sit in some of his classes. And he was a Microsoft engineer. So I was like, this is great, and I just ate it up. And I went, and I liked that it was, moving and changing. Things were happening with technology. The world was changing, and hopped on that. And that's what I did. I went to a Microsoft certifications, and that was, at the time, it was Computer Career Center.
Okay.
I haven't dealt with them, and I did a lot with New Horizons. I know they're still around. So I took the Microsoft career path, and I became a Microsoft engineer. Right. It's 7 exams, 5 main exams, like 2 electives. It was 2 years of schooling, but I was very lucky. The exams could take 3, 4, 5 years. It depends.
Right.
And not everyone finishes those exams and passes them. But like I said, I had a relative at the time, my cousin, fantastic teacher, knew his stuff. So we would hang out and talk about it. And we would go to school for it. Next thing you know, we were passing every exam, and it was great. Then we became Microsoft partners, and it worked out great.
Nice.
That's the career path I took. It's not a bad one for people to still do today.
That's exactly where I was going to go. I'm like, what advice would you give someone interested in tech, not exactly sure what to do? It could be, programming or support or engineering. What advice did you give to people who are just looking to further or get a career in IT?
Well, definitely, obviously, to get a degree in technology, and you should know the business aspect of it, because you can't just tell people not knowing what their business is a little bit, So I had an intern that worked for me from Bentley College in Boston, and that's what they do. And he was a perfect fit for the type of business I run. So that's the advice I'd give you. Study the technology and the business end of it as well. So get a business degree with technology, and definitely get your certifications. Because if you're like a Microsoft certified partner, a Microsoft certified engineer, people in the technology field know that you need to work hard at getting that and fast at getting that.
Right.
And when you're sitting over 4 years or 5 years of college, it seems like the world could change in that amount of time. And you're paying a lot of money for that degree, which you do need.
Right.
This is less, and it has almost the same impact. So you're nuts not to go ahead and continue after school while you're in school getting these certifications. Microsoft has great ones. Cisco has great ones.
Now, when you I would assume it helps in terms of if there's problems that you come across in the business place that you can't fix this problem. Is there like networks that you have built in to kind of like, hey, what have you done in this situation, or what have you done that? Who do you defer to when you can't, or do you just go at it until you figure it out yourself?
Well, we have a good team,
right? Okay.
And we have a lot of resources. We tend to take anything that gets escalated to the provider or to the vendor itself. So if something gets corrupted, like the operating system, we'll go to Microsoft. We'll go to Apple. So we try to get to the highest level engineers of the designers of the product. Right. That's what we'll do.
So we were talking before before you came in. Business is good, right? You're busy. There's a lot of work that's coming in.
Yeah, we're very busy.
And how do you manage? Like, how do you manage that and life in general? Because you have a bunch of girls at home and that you got to support as well. So how does John put it all together?
That's right. I have 3 daughters, so luckily they go to school all day,
Right.
And they're involved in activities and whatnot. So, they understand what I do, and my lifestyle has basically built around mostly my business, to be honest with you.
Right.
So I'm married, and we both contribute to the family as much as possible. And most of the work luckily is during the day, and I have a staff, so we all take turns. If there's a weekend or a night, we rotate. So that gives me the balance. I'm involved in coaching PAL basketball. I'm involved in school activities. I enjoy that.
Right.
I go to as many chorus concerts as I can go to.
Yeah.
Or any plays and theater and whatnot, because my kids like theater. So that's how we balance it. I mean, we spent the weekend at Jones Beach. We ride bikes in the morning together, and we try to do outdoor activities because we're indoors a lot. And that's how we that's how I hold everything together. Nice. A little bit of family time and nature time, and
right. That
gets me away from the LCD screens.
Yeah. What's some of the biggest challenges now with the business? Because are you sustaining? Are you growing? Do you have plans for any vision of what the IT success can mean? Or just kind of.
Yeah, that's a huge challenge. It's growing.
Right.
It's taking on its own life, kind of. Because the workers. My employees, they're fantastic, man. And we have a good relationship with them. So when they see growth, they take it on too, which is great. And, funnels on to me and stuff, and they get rewarded for it. So it's growing at a rapid rate. Customers are satisfied. So that's our biggest challenge. How do we take that next step and get even bigger?
Right. Is it that? Are you waiting for the business to come in so you could support it, or are you looking for people, or are you always looking for people? What's how do you go about?
Well, I am looking for people, but I'm still a little old school in the sense that I need to be the type of person where I could go out to lunch with them. If they have passwords, because everyone needs to get in systems, I'm very comfortable. We have our holiday parties. I like to hang out and have fun.
Right.
So it's. I need people, but I need people to kind of like a baseball team and a farm team. I like when they come up from the farm team. I like, someone that I
trust and
they start off entry level, and I'm like, wow, they have the wow factor to them, and we grow a business relationship, and they're a good fit. So yeah, I want to grow.
Right. Have you ever put in a situation where you brought someone on that didn't work out, that you thought that just didn't go the right way, or you You haven't experienced that yet.
I haven't experienced anything negative in that sense. 2 employees left. One left to be a gamer in California, and he's doing phenomenal.
Nice.
And another one left to be an air traffic control. So his uncle called him up for the exam and whatnot, and he passed it, and he thought about it, and he got a great opportunity to go to Miami, to that airport, and he went. I don't blame him. He was very young, and he loved doing that. He always said that was his passion. So, and he had a good opportunity, great salary, he took it and ran away. I still keep in touch with them, and they're wondering too, how big can I grow this, because they were excited when they first got hired.
Right.
We're still friendly, but no, I haven't experienced anything that, because I don't allow that. I feel like I don't allow that to occur.
Right.
It's a positive thing and a negative thing. It's negative for growth, because when you need to grow, you need to take more chances.
Right.
But I'm still weary about getting more employees. I have to, though.
Because you have
but it has to be the right fit.
Right, and you have to invest time in that, building that relationship and the trust and all that stuff, getting someone on. That takes a while, so that's a lot of sacrifice that you have to make on, your time too, right? Because you bring someone else, there's more time that you have to give that person. It's just
that's right.
Right,
And many successful companies have done it.
Right.
I mean, look how large these companies are.
Now, do you have because you're on the road mainly supporting your clients, right? In general, do you have a home office, or do you a business office? That
Our main office is in Syosset.
Okay,
so about 20, 30 minutes from here.
Okay, nice.
It's centrally located, so we think that's great. We have a company meetings there, and we have a client right next door. So nice. That's a good fit for us.
Right.
But yes, we're out clients a lot.
Nice.
I almost don't need a central location.
Right.
We all like going to clients. It's good to go to. It's good for us. It's good for the company. So.
Right. Outside of work, what do you do to stay? I mentioned it before. I'm big into getting better and trying to learn more, pay attention more, do things outside of work a little bit, because I feel like if you're just so narrow focused all the time, then you're not getting inspiration from just taking a walk or whatever. But are you exercising, and are you moving? Because I know you said you don't like to stay still a lot, so you're always on the move, going that way. But what are you doing for yourself to kind of keep yourself together and sane?
Well, to stay focused since January, let's say, right? Because every year I try to improve myself in something. So I've been waking up early anyway,
right.
And
what's early for you?
Now it's like 4:30
wow.
now. So what I do since January, and I like it, so I'm continuing to do it. Even the weekends.
Right.
I wake up, I make my cups of coffee. I try to get a little well-rounded, reading news feeds and stuff, see what's going on around in the world, and then I'll put on the financial channel and take a look at I have an E-Trade account, and I'll read up on different companies. So I'm up to date, and it's amazing because a lot of these companies will mention new releases that they have or new technologies that they're pushing. I see what the market's really doing anyway. They can say one thing, but you can see what the market's doing.
Right.
So I keep myself well-rounded in business in that sense, and then I go to the gym, which is a half a mile from my house. So I'll go there, and there's a great group of people at that hour. It's great. Everyone is excited, kind of happy.
Right.
The equipment is sparkling. It's great. I like it.
Nice.
So we're like a little group now of people that go there, and everyone's good morning and what's going on, how are you, things like that. So
nice.
Then I'll come back, and I go running with my wife. My wife's a big time runner, so I'll run with her. And that really, it's great. It clears your mind. And I feel that gives me energy for the rest of the day.
Right.
Then the kids get up early. So I get ready with them.
How long do you run for? Is it miles or minutes, or what do you do with that?
Well, I'm on a specific thing. So it's 3 days a week, 2 miles, and then 1 day a week, 5 miles. So we do that. And I just bought a new killer pair of sneakers. They're great. I don't know if they help you run.
Do you track it? Do you do it because you're a tech guy? Do you put any wearable devices that you track your steps?
I just
there's a
do
lot
it
of
with
cool
my
apps
iPhone.
out there. What's that?
I just do it with my iPhone.
Oh, your iPhone just tracks everything.
The health one.
The health one, yeah.
And I keep it in my pocket only because I live 10 minutes from the ocean. Right. So we run down there often, or the park that overlooks it. So I'm trying to absorb it all. And it's not, it's really nice in the morning, and the fresh air is blowing, and the environment is nice. It's really, really cool. I saw a fox one morning.
Oh, that's awesome.
Saw dolphins from a distance.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's wow, this is right in my backyard. It's pretty cool.
I just swam with a few dolphins a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of cool. They're pretty smart. I didn't think that you swim into like this. We were in a little area in Florida, and they just kind of hop on their fin and they just take you around for a little quick ride, take a photo.
All right. And we're trying to incorporate some of it with the kids.
Yeah. That's
the
cool.
Dolphins, that was a good opportunity you had to swim with them.
Nice.
But yeah, and the kids, we interact with the kids, try to keep them going. We don't want to, like I said, we don't want to stare at LCD screens all day.
Right.
We want to put our phones down a little bit. It gives you like a boost for when you do it. You have the downtime, it makes up for the uptime.
Right.
It gives you more energy, or gives you time to look at things and actually enjoy it versus wow, I have a headache from staring at something. My neck's hurting from looking down.
So when you're waking up that early, you're going to sleep pretty early too, I guess, or no?
I go to bed like 11.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need much sleep anymore. Those days are over.
You had too much to do. Yeah, too much.
A lot on my mind, but
yeah,
I feel better.
Right.
I feel healthier. It's helping me with my family and work.
Right. Now, if people want to find you, what's the best way to get in touch with your company or you directly? Are you on LinkedIn or how should
I
people
am on
reach you?
LinkedIn.
Right.
I'm very limited because we're pushing for the security end of it, so we don't know if we're gonna eliminate a lot of that and reach out to people through like marketing in a unique way without being posted online everywhere.
Okay.
But I am on LinkedIn. I do a little bit with Facebook. I do on my website, but 99% of my work is word of mouth.
Word of mouth, right?
I know that's going to change.
Right.
Because that's what people are doing today. So.
Right. Excellent. So if they did want to just reach out to you, go to your website. Just
go to my website would be number one. That's ITSuccess, the number 4, the letter U.com.
Okay,
So
cool.
ITSuccess4U.com, but the 4 is the number 4.
All right. Nice. Cool. Well, I think we did I don't know, how long have we been rolling so far?
Going, but
We could, yeah.
I got to stop.
33 minutes?
Oh,
yeah,
geez.
I'm sure you're a busy man, right? You got
Yeah, I have a ton of things to get to. We're working in right by Giant Stadium.
Oh, nice.
So you saved me a trip out there, though. So I have to do this. I have to do this.
Yeah, we got to do some stuff outside of work soon. I know we got to get everyone together and
Yeah.
we always say that, and then time just rolls.
Oh,
rolls
I have
by.
to tell you and my brothers, we're going with Jerry, Joe, and all them. We're going to like Myrtle Beach. There's a big country concert in June.
Oh, is that
But
right?
that's good because it gives you time to like
plan ahead.
Yeah.
Let me know. Do you know who's playing? Because my wife's a huge country fan.
a lot of them.
Oh, is that right?
It was Eric Church, I think. Bentley's.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, a lot of
Definitely,
all
let
the
me-
new, good guys.
Yeah, I
around
bought
and girls.
my wife the ticket to Jones Beach. They had, for the whole summer. All these bands came out there. The country bands. She's huge into that stuff. So she always wants me to go. I haven't been yet.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe if you guys
They're
go,
better to go to. Tailgating is fun, too.
is that right? Nice.
I went to Zach Brown this summer. It was great. I should have
it?
went to a couple of them.
Yeah, she loves it every time she
nice.
goes. She goes, "You have to go." But I just, I don't know, that country music. It seems.
Yeah, there's good country and there's bad country.
Yeah, yeah.
But the tailgate is incredible.
I
It's
gotta check
fun.
it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when is it? In June?
It's in June.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we went to Tennessee last year. That was a hit. That was
Nice.
fantastic.
Nice.
That was a trip to remember,
Well, definitely let me know. Let me know the dates and
Yeah.
all that good stuff. Cool.
All right.
All right, man.
Yeah.
John,
We'll
thanks for
walk the
coming
drinks
down.
before that.
Yeah, exactly. All right, brother.
All right, Mike. No,
All right.
thank you.
All right, thanks,
That was good.